is Scott Haney, and I am here to talk to you about identity theft. Identity theft is defined as criminal activity used with the intention of gaining information from you or about you through some means, whether it be your home address, your phone number, social security number, bank accounts, passwords, any type of information that can be used for their gain, whether it be financial gain or whether it be to frame you at work. That is the intention of it, and it can come in all sorts of various forms. Identity theft is typically accomplished using one of two methods. The first one is dumpster diving, and what that really is exactly what it sounds like. People will go through your trash, whatever you throw away, and they will try and find bank statements, credit card applications. They'll try and find birthdays, little pieces of information that to you seem like no big deal, but are built and used to put together a roadmap of who you are and how to use it against you. The other form is through internet. And we all use the internet, we all put our passwords out on there, and I would imagine, if I was to do a poll right here, how many use the same password for more than one site, every hand would go up, because it is such a common practice that we like to do that. We like to use common things that are familiar, over and over again and not have to repeat it. In fact, I would imagine we get frustrated whenever we have to add a special little character to the password. And that's one of their ways of doing it, because people are predictable. They'll use the internet, an easy, simple means to do it. And with it, they're able to find passwords. Everybody uses online banking. They find your online banking information. You find social security information. I mean, there's so many applications out there that we fill out that add these little pieces of information. It will also have any type of name, address, or other personal information, and it's readily accessible at their fingertips. Now, there are ways to protect yourself from identity theft. The first one is recommended by the Department of Justice. It's the scam method, and I will actually talk about that a little bit later on in the presentation. I just want to familiarize you with it and help you get an idea of some of the principles we're going to talk about. The other one are through consumer products. Prepaid legal services are one. You could also use insurance. There's identity theft insurance out there. Cheap, easily will protect you and help you with all sorts of stuff. There's also creditor and crediting monitor alerts that you can pay for, and they can keep you in line. Now, identity theft has become a dominant crime in the last 10, 15 years. And the reason why is because a criminal can access every last piece of information in a few minutes from their home. They don't have to go into a bank anymore and hold it up anymore. They can do it from Pakistan. They can do it from countries that have no affiliation or no allegiance to the United States, which instantly puts them outside of the reach of our law and our ability to do anything about it. And it's even more beneficial to them if foreign relationships happen to be strained at that time with the country that they're coming from. It's also very common for them to do it in groups, meet up with other people. So you can have multiple people attacking the same location or the same piece of information to attack you. Recently we've had, LinkedIn has had a problem, Yahoo's been hacked, and these are all passwords that I would imagine you use at a banking site at some point in time. Now, I want to talk about the scam method. And what the scam method is, the S stands for stingy. Be stingy with your information. Don't just readily give it out. Don't just hand it out to anybody. Now, I know for the most part I focused on the internet, but people call you up all the time with an offer or a prize or trying to give you this or that, and they're going to use methods which they're going to say, we know you have a Chase account. Can you tell me what your monthly date is, or what your expiration date on your card is? Or they'll ask for some information, and they'll sound legitimate, and that's one way. Tell them no. Don't give them anything. If somebody says, hey, we've already pre-approved you for an application, all we need to do is get this information, ask them to send you the form so you can physically look at it and physically check with the bank to make sure it's legitimate. Don't just hand it out. The other part, the C, you need to check your financial statements from time to time. In fact, you need to do it regularly. If you're not constantly monitoring yourself, or you're not paying for a service to monitor it, then you're basically letting the wolf guard the hen house. You're just letting them in because it happens in seconds. The A, you need to ask for your credit report periodically. You need to check and make sure that it's actually there and viable, and that it's not somebody else opening up new accounts and not applying for new credit cards. And then the M, you need to maintain careful records of your banking statement. I would imagine that in the last generation we've kind of gotten away from the ledger system, but it's still a good idea to use a program like Quicken or something that can easily check, and you can categorize things and you can know whenever something uncertain or unexpected is about to happen. What do you do if you become a victim of identity theft? Well, there are a few things that you can do. The number one thing is that you should contact the FTC to report that you're a victim of identity theft or possible a victim of identity theft. You need to check with them and see what they can do, find out their recommendations. Of course, this is also if you haven't already used a prepaid legal service or you haven't used a identity theft security company or some sort of an insurance company. They'll help you with this process. You also need to, if your Social Security has been compromised, you need to contact the Social Security Administration, because if that's out there, they can keep doing it. And then you also need to check with the different credit bureaus, the Equifax, Experian, and all that. So I hope that that was informative and helpful. Do we have any questions?
I have a question.
Sure.
What would you think would be the best way to, like, you know how you're talking about dumpster diving earlier?
Mm-hmm.
To get rid of your information?
A shredder. A shredder or burning it really are the best way. I work in an IT field, and it's so common for people to leave passwords all over the place, or to just throw it in the trash, or just leave it so readily available for people to find it. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but whenever I get a credit card application or something, I tear it up. I don't want it to be in its original form. So I try and do some sort of shredding to make it look like what you'd have to repair if you were going to do something fraudulent. So, yes, ma'am. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I had a question. You said about the internet, using online banking, those kinds of,
Mm-hmm.
Put yourself at risk. What is there any software that's reliable against that type of stuff?
Well, normally they're going to try and attack your bank. And here's the problem with most of the banks and most companies out there that you do transactions and business with, Amazon and all that, they all pretty much use the same technology. So if a hacker learns how to hack one thing, he's usually going to know how to hack a few other places. Now, they might not use the exact same stuff, but they'll use something similar. So it's very tough to protect against that. What I would recommend is making sure that it's a secure channel, something where they have an SSL certificate to lock things in. And then I would also, on your end, make sure that you had a firewall on your computer and a virus scanner. So, any other questions?
Well, it kind of pertained to his question, but I was just wondering, on my computer, if my virus software, things like that, would help protect me against.
It would, and then I would also recommend, because there's new things such as phishing scams and other protections like that the virus scanners sometimes have built-in ways to protect you against that, but not always. So I would highly recommend that you also get something like a malware and a phishing scam protector. So that's all the time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.